Yo, what is up, YouTube? I'm Blitz5, and today I'm going to be talking about the new PC game Hatred and Twitch's decision to ban adult-rated games. So if you're into those topics, stick around for this video. In the background, I have some Call of Duty Advanced Warfare playing. So I haven't played this game in a while. I had this on my hard drive. I figured I would just clear it out and get rid of it, so we'll see how this gameplay goes. I'm thinking about playing some Call of Duty soon, but let's get back on topic before I get talking about Call of Duty because I do kind of miss it. So in the news recently, you might have heard it's kind of a controversy going on. It might be why you're watching this video now is that the PC game Hatred is coming out. If you haven't heard about that game, it's a pretty much very violent shooter. Kind of takes place with this guy who's like hating life and is taking out his anger by killing innocent people, killing cops. It's basically a shock type of game. Some people, try to relate it to Grand Theft Auto because you can just kill anybody, but the whole point of this game is just to kill people. So it's got, a lot of people debating it. Some people think it's ridiculous. Some people think, freedom of content, freedom of speech, you're allowed to produce these kind of games. With that being said, I think that the game, in my opinion, is fine being released. I think, with comedy, entertainment, and movies, we're allowed to produce whatever we want. It's your decision if you want to play it or if you want to watch it. If you're not interested, then you don't have to buy it and you don't have to watch it. So I think pretty much you can cross any boundaries with entertainment. That's why it's there. A lot of games I like to play are because of escapism. I like to watch war movies and very violent movies because I'm not very violent in real life, and I don't know that. To me, those are things that are more entertaining. If I'm going to watch something, I don't want to watch a boring drama. Life has enough drama in it anyways, but there's all different types of people, and it basically depends on, your opinion. But that's mine. And ultimately, I think what's not an opinion is that you can't take away the creator's freedom to create what they want to create, and you can't block them by doing it. So obviously, Steam originally blocked this game, but then they allowed it. So Twitch isn't blocking the release of this game, so it doesn't really have to do with that aspect of it. The game is being released, and I might check it out just to take a look at it. It seems kind of interesting. A lot of violence shooting around, and it might actually be fun to just play and not take too seriously. Obviously, if you're a psychopath, this probably isn't the game for you. But so on to what Twitch did. So there hasn't been that many adult rated games. Adult only, I think, is the rating. After M, it's AO, and there's only been there's not too many games that get an adult rating, and apparently, according to Polygon, I'll put the link in the description below, this is the second game only to get an adult only rating that doesn't have sex in it. So there was an adult only game that was like a Playboy game, which makes sense why it's adult, and this one doesn't have any sex. It's just for the pure violence that it's so extreme that they put an adult rating on it. So some people are debating that right there because what's the difference between Grand Theft Auto, but I guess we won't be able to tell until the game is actually out and people play it how bad it is in that regard. So Twitch released a statement that they're just going to be blocking adult only games completely because they already don't approve of sexual content on the stream, whether it's in the game or on the stream. They don't really love like super mature games, and they don't like any sexual content while you're streaming. So they just put that policy up in line with this game. They're getting ready for it to come out, and they're taking that stance with all future adult only games, and obviously coinciding with this release. So a lot of people, it's got a lot of talk on the internet. Some people support it, some people don't. And like I said, why I support the game being released, I don't mind that Twitch is doing this. I think they're allowed to do what they please. It's their platform. There's other video game streaming services, and I don't know what YouTube will do. So I think they're allowed to do whatever they want to do. A lot of people are talking about Twitch doesn't really have a great age gating system, and even if they do, you could just say your birthday is, whatever day it makes you over 21 or over 18. You could lie about your age, and you could watch the video. And Twitch knows that a lot of their consumers are younger kids. Yes, everybody of all ages uses Twitch, but I know a lot of young people use Twitch, and they could come across this content. They could get in trouble with their parents, or it could just give them a bad image of the brand. So I think for Twitch being a company, it's fair that they do this. Plus, they're allowed to. They're allowed to do what they want. They're a private company. If you don't like their service, you can go elsewhere. So I completely defend them for doing it. I hope that somewhere or in some shape or form, Hatred is allowed to be displayed because I want to check it out. I think on YouTube, they would maybe allow it, but maybe not. A lot of times they have age gated stuff where you have to sign in and like acknowledge that you're watching it and that you're like older than 18 or 21, whatever it is. I think it's 18. But it's the same kind of thing is going to happen. Some minors might watch the video, but to be honest with you, like a lot of people, I just don't really see, they could see this stuff in some really violent movies. If you watch like a documentary about a school shooting, I mean, they're not going to be showing the violence, but you get the idea. If you play Grand Theft Auto, it's a lot of similar things. So basically, I guess in my reaction to what's going on, I'm defending Twitch, but I hope that Hatred doesn't get completely cornered, backed into a corner and has, no launch, or gets like shut out and doesn't actually get released or something like that. There's issues with that because I think these games should be allowed, out in the world. But I'm backing up Twitch's decision. I think people need to understand that. Some people might not even care about this, but it's an issue that gamers are concerned about. To me, it's not that big of a deal. It is what it is. If you want to play the game, that's fine. If you can't share it, it's not the end of the world. But you will be able to share it on other systems, so that's not even a question, on other platforms, So that's that. If you want to go read more information about it, you can. I'll post some links that I just, briefly read in the description, like I said, Polygon. And let me know if you guys have any opinions on this, if you're going to be playing this game. I recently started playing more PC games, so I might check it out, depending on the cost. I'm not that big into PC, especially FPS, so I usually play on Xbox for that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, some old school Call of Duty. Maybe I'll be playing Call of Duty in the future. If you want to see more Call of Duty, just let me know. Thanks for watching, guys, and Blitz5, I'm out.